I should have been sitting in grade 11 math class, but instead, I skipped school to stand in line for the latest collection from MAC Cosmetics. I was desperate to get my hands on that jumbo-sized Wonder Woman lip gloss. It was the perfect shade for my fair skin. And I knew it was perfect because some completely random girl on the internet promised me it was. Why did I believe her? Because I had to. I'm blind. And girls like her are my accessible window into enjoying a visual industry I love so much, even though I often feel invisible in its presence. I can't look at product photos online because they rarely have image descriptions. I can't walk into a store and swatch the product on the back of my hand because I can't see the color. Even finding the product? Good luck. Because every box just feels like every other box. I've relied on people to help me with things like this since I lost my vision at 14. Because the reality is, going blind didn't stop me from loving makeup. It just meant I had to change how I love makeup. I can't see the color of the blush in the pan or whether it has a shimmer or matte finish. And shade names like the best-selling cult classic Orgasm aren't exactly painting a picture for me. What color would you think Orgasm is? If you guessed coral with gold shimmer, you'd be correct. I can't judge pigmentation or longevity. I can't see in the mirror when I'm applying my makeup. And I didn't have anybody there to teach me how to apply it without sight either. So I taught myself. I would spend hours listening to tutorials from sighted girls online. Then, using my hands as my eyes, I practiced. Over and over again in my bedroom. And after each attempt, I'd rush downstairs to my parents, who would lovingly burst out into laughter when they saw what I had done to my face. Which honestly was completely fair. I was a not-so-hot mess. Mascara blobs on the inside of my nose, dark brown eyeshadow followed on my cheekbones, lipstick not exactly in the lines. But I didn't give up. I just had to think outside the makeup bag. I started braille labeling my products. I used tactile markers. I organized my makeup drawer meticulously so everything had its place. I came up with my own techniques, like counting the number of blush strokes on each cheek to ensure it was even on both sides. I figured out if I pinch the bridge of my nose, when I do my mascara, the smudge falls on my finger and not my face. And shorter mascara wands were a total game changer. It gave me better control. These hacks helped me participate in something I love. But here's the thing. I shouldn't have to hack the system just to use it. Because consumers shouldn't have to work that hard. When we hear the word inclusivity in the context of makeup, we often associate it with shade range for skin tones. But inclusivity shouldn't stop there. Inclusion also means, can I see myself in your marketing? Can I shop for your products independently? Can I identify them by touch? Can I open them with ease? I'm not here to talk about how I adapted. I'm here to ask why I had to in the first place. This isn't about how I learned to do my makeup. It's about how makeup could have been designed to include me from the start. 10 years ago, I started sharing my own tutorials, hoping to help other blind makeup lovers. But something surprising happened. it wasn't just blind people who found it helpful. Sighted people did too. Because accessibility isn't just for disabled people. It's for everyone. And inclusion means actually including everyone. The truth is, the average makeup consumer isn't skipping class to buy a lip gloss, even though I still would. They aren't watching endless hours of reviews and buying every new product launch, and they're certainly not a makeup artist. They're everyday people. A student rushing to get ready for class, a parent squeezing in 5 minutes for self-care, your best friend who just wants one easy-to-use palette they reach for until they hit pan. But many palettes look like this one. Colors scattered in no logical order, shades that might not even go together. Not just inaccessible for me, but confusing for anyone. Now compare it to this one. A clear gradient from lightest to darkest. Or this. 3 shadows stacked together that make one cohesive eye look. That is accidental universal design. Just like my favorite lip gloss. One smells like watermelon candies, nostalgic, and unmistakably pink. The light brown one smells like sweet milk chocolate. It's cute, it's fun, and it's helpful. I can always find the shade I want just by smelling it. Or these mascaras. One comes in a slick tube. The other has the texture of water droplets on it. I think you can guess which one is waterproof. That's not a special feature for blind people. That's just good design. And if brands can get it right by accident, imagine what they could do with intention. Accessibility doesn't have to be clinical and utilitarian. It can be beautiful and better for everyone. Some industries have designed this way for years. Curb cuts, originally created for wheelchair users. Now, helpful for parents with strollers, travelers with luggage, delivery drivers with carts. Captions, made for the deaf community. Now used by people in noisy cafes, or my French sister-in-law watching Christmas movies with us in her second language. Voice assistants, designed for blind people like me. Now, we all ask Alexa to play Taylor Swift while we're cooking pasta. And if you don't, you're missing out. Audiobooks, designed for us blind folks. Now, a road trip essential. Dictation on your phone. You're welcome. That's thanks to us blindies too. But now everybody uses it texting on the go. And yes, there are some beauty brands who are finally starting to get it and are successfully applying universal design principles on purpose. Take Rare Beauty, one of the best-selling brands at Sephora with annual sales of over $400 million. Their packaging is easy to open, and that's no accident. Selena Gomez, who founded the brand, has lupus, a chronic illness that can affect dexterity. Her lived experience helps shape a design that's better for everybody, whether you have a disability or just greasy hands from applying moisturizer. Or herbal essences. Their bottles have subtle tactile markers. Stripes for shampoo, circles for conditioner. Those features exist because a blind woman helped create them. These brands didn't magically become more inclusive. They're better because disabled people helped design them. That's not inspiration. That's innovation. And it works. Those same tactile markers that help me in the shower also help people when they take their glasses off. And correct me if I am wrong, but I am fairly certain all of you who wear glasses take them off before getting in the shower. Or picture this. You've just landed in Tokyo after a 15-hour flight. You're jet-lagged. You don't know Japanese. You jump in the shower, and you don't know which bottle's which. Those same stripes and circles, they'd help you too. That's universal design. It's smart. It's simple. It's so much more than compliance. It's empathy. It's creativity. And most importantly, it doesn't detract from, it adds to. And when we include disabled people from the start of the design process, we make things that are better for everyone. And if you still think disability is a niche market, think again. The global disability market exceeds 1.5 billion people. And their disposable income? Over $2.6 trillion, just in Europe and North America alone. We are not a small slice of your market. We are your market. So no, I'm not asking you to solve a niche problem. I'm telling you, if you want to be competitive, inclusive, and future forward, you need us in the room. No brand is doing it perfectly yet. But the smart ones are realizing they're leaving money on the table. Universal design isn't charity, it's strategy. When we design like everybody matters, we build something everyone can use. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. I'm not asking for your pity. I'm asking for your partnership. Together, we can accomplish so much more. I'm asking to be seen by an industry that has ignored us, that has said things like, if you can't see, why do you bother wearing makeup? If we put you on the billboard for our inclusivity campaign, nobody will even know you're blind. Or even, our disability budget is lower. When I used to hear those things, I felt like I was missing out on an opportunity. But now I know they were. Because when we include disabled voices, we don't just make things more accessible. We make them smarter, we make them better, we make them stand out on cluttered shelves, and we sell more product. Disability drives innovation, and innovation drives results. And that is why you should take your makeup advice from a blind woman. Thank you. Thank you.